Chapter 17. Codes. This chapter covers ideas for constructing a code. Over the centuries, despite advances in ciphers, then cipher machines, and now digital cryptography, the military has always relied on codes. Even today, we can assume that the military still has codes as a backup in case electronic devices fail or power is unavailable. Most codes replace letters, syllables, words or phrases with groups of a fixed size, usually 3, 4 or 5 decimal digits, or groups of 3 or 4 letters. Variable length codes are uncommon. Codes generally fall into two types, single codes and double codes. In a single code, the words and phrases are listed alphabetically, and the code groups are assigned in numeric order, although not consecutively, so words and code groups can be looked up using the same list. The weakness of this method is obvious. If your opponent has figured out that code 08452 means cannon, then they know that any codes close in value to 08452 must have meanings such as camouflage, campaign, cancel, canine, canvas, capital, capitulate, capsize, captain, and so forth. In a double code, the code groups are assigned in random order. The code book will contain two separate lists, one that lists the words and phrases in alphabetic order, and one that lists the code groups in numeric order. In the past, double codes took months to compile and were very costly. A government might therefore use the same code for years, largely negating its effectiveness. Since the 1960s, the job of compiling a double code can be done by computer in seconds. Compilers of codes had lots of tricks to make their codes more secure. For common words and phrases, they would provide lots of equivalent code groups or synonyms. Thus, a naval code might have 10 to 20 code groups for ship, while an army code might have that number of code groups for artillery, and a diplomatic code might have as many groups for treaty. Codes tend to have lots of null groups. Whole sections of a message may be entirely null. Some code groups may have multiple meanings depending on some indicator, such as the last digit of the preceding group. Some code books are printed in two columns. The code is taken from either the left or the right column according to some indicator. For example, if the current code group begins with an even digit, take the next code group from the left column. Otherwise, take the next code group from the right column. Section 17.1. The Joker. The Joker is a style of code of my own invention. If any readers want to devise their own codes, the Joker may give them some useful ideas. The basic concept is that in each code group, one letter or digit is distinct from the others. In a 5-character group, for example, 4 characters would carry the meaning, while the other character, called the Joker, is there to cause mayhem. Simply having one null character makes the opponent's job a good deal harder, but there is much more you can do with this special letter or digit. Let's assume a code of 5-digit groups. 4 of the digits are the code itself, and the other digit is the Joker. To get started, suppose the Joker is always in the middle position in the first code group in each message. Let's also assume that this is a 2-column code book, where the codes in the left column have entirely different meanings from the codes in the right column. For example, 0022 in the left column could mean rescue, while 0022 in the right column means engine. Similarly, there could be 2 columns of meanings for the Joker, so the Joker can move to a different digit position and also move to a different column. Here is a list of possible meanings you could assign to the Joker. There are a lot more than 10. You can pick the 10 you want, or use 2 columns and have 20 meanings for the Joker, or use letters instead of digits and choose 26 meanings for the Joker. Starting with the next group, the joker moves one position left. Starting with the next group, the joker moves one position right. Starting with the next group, the joker moves to position 1. Starting with the next group, the joker moves to position 2, and so on. For the next group only, the joker is in position 1. For the next group only, the joker is in position 2, and so on. Switch to the left column of codes. Switch to the right column of codes. Switch to the opposite column of codes. For the next code only, use the opposite code column. For the next two codes, use the opposite code column, and so on. The next group is null. The group after next is null. The next two groups are null, and so on. In the next group, the code is null, but the joker is real. In the next group, the code is real, but the joker is null. Swap the order of the next two groups. Add 1111 to the code in the next group, non-carrying addition. Add 3030 to the code in the next group, non-carrying addition, and so on. If the next code is even, add 2222. Otherwise, subtract 2222, non-carrying. Add 1 to the joker in the next group, non-carrying. Add 2 to the joker in the next group, non-carrying, and so on. Add this 4-digit code to the next 4-digit code. The joker is excluded. Read the digits of the next code backward. For example, 1075 really means 5701. Ignore the following codes until there is a code starting with 0. The next group is a special indicator. For an example of non-carrying addition, see section 4.6. Special indicators require a fuller explanation. In a special indicator, all 5 digits of the code group serve a special purpose, such as telling where the joker will be or which column to use. For example, a special indicator of 13152 could mean that in the following 5 groups, the joker will be in positions 1, 3, 1, 5, and 2, in that order. The special indicator could also tell which column the next 5 codes are taken from, an odd digit indicating the code is from the left column, and an even digit indicating the code is from the right column. A special indicator of 10384 could mean that in the following 5 groups, the codes are taken from the left, right, and right columns successively. Another use for a special indicator might be to specify numbers to add to the codes in the next 5 groups. For example, the special indicators might mean to add the following values to the 4-digit codes. These values would be added using non-carrying addition, addition modulo 10. The joker always indicates an action to be taken in the following group or groups, never in the current or preceding group. For example, you should not use a joker whose meaning is cancel the previous joker. When a joker indicates an action covering several subsequent groups, make certain that the actions of 2 different jokers do not conflict. For example, you should not have a joker in group 20 saying the next 3 codes are taken from the left column, followed by a joker in group 21 saying the next 3 codes are taken from the right column. Another trick that can be used with a joker code is to use a letter A through E instead of a joker. This letter may appear in any position and supersedes the expected position for the joker. A letter A means the next joker will be in position 1. A B indicates position 2, and so forth. You can also assign meanings to the letters F, G, and H. For example, F could indicate that the code should be taken from the opposite column, and the next joker will be in position 1. Do not use the letter I if there is any chance that it could be mistaken for the digit 1. I like to use the letter J as a super joker. It means that everything following is null. You can bang on for another 10, 20 or 100 code groups of gibberish and really send Emily into delirium. Or you can use those nulls to send a misleading false message, say Normandy landing postponed to June the 10th at Utah Beach.